We've got over 500 vehicle tests on this channel, and almost all of them have headlight tests, so if you want to see how the lights on your vehicle work, this is the right place to be. This is a 2025 Subaru Legacy sedan. This one has a 260 horsepower turbo engine, but we're not here to review the engine of the car. We did a separate video on that. We'll have a link for that at the end of this video. Here we're doing night drive and headlight test only. I mean, if you're going to buy one of these, you want to know how it performs at night, right? And that's why we're here. So, let's take these out in the dark and see how they perform. It's dark enough. Let's see how these lights work. Right now I have the low beams on. Let's see what happens when I hit the bright switch. Still only one bulb illuminating, just brighter. Alright. And here's what the taillights look like. Bright enough. Sent all the way from the land of Lincoln, just for us. And here's what the emergency lights look like. Barely see it from the front. Separate from the headlights, but, well, sort of separate. They're not getting drowned out by the headlights, but if we turn the headlights off, not very big, but bright enough. Again, not very big, but bright enough. Getting cold out here, so let's go inside and warm up. Alright, got a nice info screen, very easy to see, lights up well, very simple to use. We covered that in the other video, our test video. An excellent gauge cluster, the way it's supposed to be, with big round dials. Not a bunch of stupid graphs and other BS we're getting in other vehicles nowadays. This is the way it's supposed to be done. Thank you, Subaru, for getting it right. All the controls by the shifter light up okay. And of course you can make it brighter or dim it. Got your steering wheel controls, easy to see. Camera system, not very big on the screen, but it's a small car. How big do you want it? One thing I cover in all of my videos, the auto-dimming mirrors. And I do not like auto-dimming mirrors. I don't have a cutoff switch because I do not like driving in the city traffic with blacked out mirror. I don't think it's safe, because it's not safe. Subaru is nice enough to give us an off switch. There you go. Which all vehicles should have, but don't. And one of the manufacturers of these mirrors wrote me a letter and said, well, we just make them to the car manufacturer specs, don't blame us. And I said, okay, I'm not blaming you. We'll blame the car manufacturer. Takes around 200 feet to stop a car at freeway speed, and we're at 200 feet. Let's see how far we're reaching out. Got the low beams on. We can see the wall, although the headlights are a bit on the low side. Go to high beam. No problem here. Get closer. You can see this 50-50 cutoff that I hate on these LED type headlights, where everything's right on the bottom, you see nothing on top. Doesn't work well when you're going on backcountry roads with a lot of dips. Here we are way back at 400 feet. And the high beams are definitely reaching out. Low beam, not quite. I can barely see the curb. See some weird black spots too. No big deal. By the way, there's a control on the info screen that activates the active headlights. And that means the steering wheel turns left, the headlights turn left, headlights turn right if you're turning the steering wheel right. But you have to activate it on the screen or you don't get it. And here's how it works. I'm turning left, the headlights turn left, turning right, headlights turn right. You really can't tell when you're on a parking lot, but we're going to take it out in the mountains on curvy roads and demonstrate a little bit later. Now remember, you have to turn it on. And I don't think this is available on the base car. I think you have to pay extra for this. Does a good job lighting up these construction markers too on low beam. The headlights are definitely more than adequate for city traffic, no problem there. let's do some dark, dingy street driving, as we all do from time to time. Want some good headlights so we don't run over the cats and dogs that roam out. Plus around here, vampire bats. High beam, low beam. Yeah, these high beams are great, but this is what I'm talking about, the 50-50 cutoff. Be nice to see a little more above the line there. The Germans do a pretty good job of solving this problem, but not on Japanese or American cars for some reason. So let's take this car out in the sticks and see if we can light up the neighborhood. Right now I got the low beams on. Not much range. High beam. Yeah, really reaching down the road. Going a very long distance. Low beam. I can see long distance because I'm coming at the top of the hill, not on even ground. Alright, got the brights on. Got the low beam on. Not a bad job of lighting up the signs. Now earlier I talked about the active headlights, where you turn the steering wheel to the left, the lights turn to the left, and vice versa. And on curved roads like this, we're going to see how great they work. I'm taking this right corner and I can see way ahead of what's on the road. With normal headlights pointing straight ahead, you wouldn't be able to do that. That's very important because there's a lot of wildlife out here. Hitting a deer, or worse, a skunk, is not my idea of fun. So it's nice to have headlights where you can see them. Yeah, these headlights are fantastic. Also, not only work on low beam setting, but they work on the high beam setting. Some cars you can't do that, it's low beam only. Here you have a choice, high or low beam. And I'm going to leave it on high beam, because now I can see even better. Some of the other headlight systems I've driven on Subarus lately didn't fare very well. I'm glad to see these are doing much better. Much, much better. By the way, these active headlight systems are very expensive to replace. Don't break them. Well, that concludes our night driving headlight test. If you want to see the full road test, here's a link for that video coming up. Just click and watch. And subscribe, I need the gas money.